To me, art is it's rhythm, it's colors. It's like walking out into a great big pasture with the green grass and the butterflies and the buttercups and stuff, and you see all of these great colors, and all of it is actually like coming together, enjoying each other. When the wind blows through the grass, it just divides so much of beautiful things, and you get to see all of the little creatures down in the grass and stuff. So to me, that's what art is to me. It's got so much movement in it that it shifts everyone's curiosity into another direction in a way.
Looking at the work of Charlie Lucas is about transformation, about taking everyday reality and turning it into an imaginary reality, and a reality that is about expanding the imagination. I think of him as really a great artist from Alabama, and what that means is that he has an attachment to the landscape and has registered, I think, a profound response to that landscape, and done so through his artwork. And I understand him, you know, as a sculptor who can be looked upon in the great modern tradition. Let's say descending from Picasso, when Picasso first took bicycle handlebars and a seat and presented them as the head of a bull, the horns being the handlebars of the bicycle. And I think, you know, from that insight, from that transformative assemblage, the juxtaposing, the bringing together of these two elements, you know, one gets a whole tradition in 20th century sculpture of assemblage. This piece, Little Willie, which is in the museum's collection, and I think is a really great example of Charlie's work. He's a sculptor who uses assemblage, the art of assembling found objects, found materials, and he transforms them, making sculpture out of base metals, so to speak, almost a kind of alchemist. Creative alchemy, I think, is his modus operandi. When one visits his studio and home, I don't know whether one might better describe it as a compound or complex that straddles two sides of a road a little bit north of Montgomery. One's immediately struck by the way that he's totally embraced and transformed his environment, transforming the landscape into an aesthetic environment.
'84, I was cleaning off of my property to kind of start my new part of myself. And so I fell off the back of the truck, knocked my disc loose in my back. And so I walked home, and the next morning I got up, I was paralyzed from it. And so I went in the deeper part of myself. It's where man don't like to venture so much because they're afraid of themselves. And so I asked God to give me a talent that no one had at that moment. And that night, it was just like there's something wrapped around my body and just was replacing the broken things in my life. And that next morning, when I told my family what had happened, I had 5 dogs, 12 ducks, 6 kids, and $10 in my pocket. And with me not overriding so much things in my life, I said, God had blessed me then, because I had that kind of money in my pocket, and I don't know where the $10 come from. And so I got up and took the $10 and went and bought some welding rods and stuff. And so when I went to the guy and told him, I said, I want to buy some welding rods. And he said, well, it seemed like about $11 and some odd change. And so I was just as proud of those welding rods that if I had a little baby in my arms, I brought him home limping and just in a lot of pain. I had all of these things inside of me, but I didn't know what to do with them. And so God showed me another way of just letting it all just flow out without worrying about the pain of it so much. One of my favorite ladies right now is Miss Kathryn, and she have showed me some new directions in my life. She have gave me energy way beyond what I could actually see inside of myself, because she said, Charlie, don't cry with spilled milk. Keep on going, keep on going.